We're back with our daily NBA best bets here on the channel for Monday, October 27th. We've got a good assortment of games today. We're going to have 3 player props today and 2 money lines. Again, this is just what I get to do with the best bets. I get to determine what I like on a daily basis. Yesterday, we went 3 money lines, and we went 2-1 with those 3 money lines. The Wizards, unfortunately, did not come through, but how about the Dallas Mavericks winning at home? And how about the Los Angeles Lakers? No Luka? No problem. I'd love to have Luka back anytime soon, hopefully early next week. But Austin Reeves, 51 points yesterday in Sacramento. Lakers win 127-120. My goodness. AR, he's that guy. Anyways, folks, before we get into the best bets, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for some more daily NBA best bets here on the channel. Later today, we're going to have our college football week number 10 predictions. It's going to be about 4 hours, maybe longer, of college football week 10 predictions. You're not going to want to miss that here on the channel. Also posted earlier today, our game 3 World Series best bets. Don't miss that video. NFL predictions up on the channel and on Greedo Plays MMA this week. Our UFC Fight Night Garcia versus Onama full card predictions. Go make sure to check that out again on Greedo Plays MMA. Okay, on to the first of our 5 best bets for this Monday, October 27th slate. Kicking things off with a player prop. VJ Edgecomb, this dude, man, the way Edgecomb's playing so far this year, unbelievable stuff out of the 3rd overall pick, obviously from Baylor University. Edgecomb so far this year, 2 games played, he's averaging 24.5 points. Game 1 against the Boston Celtics on the road, 42 minutes and 34 points, and a historical performance for the rookie Edgecomb. 2nd game against the Charlotte Hornets, another victory for Philadelphia. Edgecomb, 15 points, 6 boards, and 8 assists. So today we're looking at Edgecomb's over on points. It's at 18.5. I think this is going to be all right. Why? Nobody's playing for Philadelphia. This might be a theme for the rest of the season, just you wait. I mean, we got to a point last year where, I'd take 3 minutes just talking about all the different injuries for Philadelphia, but this is a team right now that is already deep in the hole with injuries. We've known about the injuries going into the season because they can never stay healthy. Jared McCain got the injury in the offseason, the thumb injury, but now, tonight, no Joel Embiid, no Paul George. Those are the biggest 2 misses tonight for Philadelphia. Those are 2 starters out the starting lineup. You can expect Adembona to be one of the starters. I don't know who's going to be starting at the 4. I mean, unless they go double big with Drummond, which I highly doubt. They could go Jabari Walker, because Trenton Watford's out too. They probably just go super small and start Quentin Grimes. I would have to assume that. But that's going to give a lot of opportunity to VJ Edgecomb tonight. He is going to get so much opportunity and so much run with this team. We've already seen it with Embiid in the lineup. I know, again, Embiid wasn't scoring the most prior to the night off tonight. Again, I assume Embiid's going to be all right. But really, there's 2 main scorers right now for Philadelphia. It's VJ Edgecomb and it's Tyrese Maxey, right? Embiid wasn't putting up the most shots, and Embiid wasn't playing that many minutes either. I mean, he's been playing 20 minutes a night, obviously getting the night off today. But it allows for so much opportunity for VJ, who's playing 40 minutes a night already. They are throwing the rookie out there and throwing him straight into the wolves. Him and Maxey have played 40 minutes in back-to-back nights. And sure, a lot of that has to do with the injuries and the fact that Embiid is on that 20-minute restriction. And tonight, that's only going to, obviously only going to advance more. No Paul George and no Embiid in the lineup. Embiid's played both games, obviously. PG hasn't played just yet. But again, just taking Joel Embiid out of that equation, again, that's way more scoring for VJ Edgecomb. They're going to be starting Barlow, Maxey, Oubre, Edgecomb, and then, again, I don't know who's going to play that 5th starter role, but that's fine. Again, I've seen Edgecomb already take a bunch of shots. You saw game 1 against Boston, Edgecomb 34 points on 13 and 26, shooting the most out of any rookie in their debut since Wilt Chamberlain back in the 50s, and I don't even know if we have footage of Chamberlain existing. I mean, guys, was Wilt Chamberlain really a real person? I don't know. I feel like he's just like some myth. I'm joking. I know Wilt was actually real, but I don't know. I mean, between the 100,000 bodies and the 100 points, I mean, was anything about this guy real? I don't know. Anyways, I have some weird stories about it. Just one weird story about Wilt Chamberlain. I won't get into it today, but I mean, there's like a local roller coaster around where I live, and like there's photo. Okay, I guess we'll say it. There's a photo of Wilt Chamberlain on the roller coaster where his arms are completely out like this, and I swear, like if I go on the roller coaster and do this, like I'd get my arms cut off. I don't know how Wilt Chamberlain did that back in the 60s. So again, I don't know. Wilt Chamberlain to me is just some like mythical figure. Anyways, though, had to get that off my chest. VJ Edgecomb, though, 13 to 26 shooting, 5 of 13 from beyond the arc, 34 points in 42 minutes against the Boston Celtics. And then night 2 for him against the Charlotte Hornets, 6 of 15 shooting, 1 for 3 beyond the arc, but 40 minutes and 15 points. You take away Embiid from this equation, I mean, that's 20 points that Philadelphia is missing out on a nightly basis now. And you still get VJ, you still have Tyrese Maxey. I'm okay with this. I think the Sixers, I mean, this is a team that scored 117 points and 125 points on back-to-back nights. They get Orlando tonight. It's the first half of a back-to-back for them, a doubleheader. They will go to Washington tomorrow night to play the Wizards. They should handle Orlando, I think. I know they're dogs, but I got really close to taking Philadelphia plus money today. Not going to do it because I believe eventually Orlando is going to, eventually they're going to come through, and I get it. Magic, they play great defense. I understand. Again, Suggs, Bane, Wagner, Banchero, Wendell Carter Jr. You get, the defensive monsters off the bench like a Jonathan Isaac. It's a difficult team, I understand, but they're a 1-2 squad so far. I haven't seen it yet out of Orlando. This is a team that's had a lot of hype going into the year. Them and Atlanta were the two. They're the two big offseason winners, and I felt so as well. I feel like they were, but I don't know right now with both Orlando and the Hawks. So I don't know. I think Edgecomb's going to score quite a bit tonight. We only need 19 points out of the guy. He scored 30 plus in his debut. I believe, again, 19 is very achievable for the rookie out of Baylor. VJ Edgecomb over 18.5 points at home for the 76ers. On to our second best bet of the video. Let's go to the first of two money line plays. We're taking the Chicago Bulls at home against the Atlanta Hawks. So I snuck that in there a little bit earlier. Remember, not sold on Atlanta and Orlando. There's a reason I grouped Atlanta in there. Because I'm picking against the Hawks. Guys, I picked the Hawks so many times last year, and we made a bunch of money on the Hawks. Like, we took the Hawks in that play-in game, or sorry, not the play-in game. Well, we did take them in the play-in. That didn't go our way either. But we took them in the tournament, the NBA Cup, whatever, to beat the Knicks on the road, and they did. Like, I went to Atlanta quite a bit last year. I'm taking them one more time to lose, actually. I'm taking them to lose. I'm taking the Bulls because these are like my two teams in the East that, and this still thing remains. Like I think Atlanta obviously has a lot more hype on them because they got Porzingis and they added a bunch in the offseason, and obviously Jalen Johnson's healthy now, and Trae Young's been an all-star every single year. Basically, he's been in the league, even though he's always a replacement all-star, which is ridiculous because numbers that guy puts up every single year, he doesn't get the respect he deserves. But anyways, right, like this is a team that always flies under the radar. This year they are being treated seriously, so you know what team is actually going to be under the radar every single game now? It's the Chicago Bulls. Guys, the Chicago Bulls are 2-0. They beat Detroit game 1. I didn't think they were going to win that game. They beat the Pistons, who are only getting better with that young core. They were in the playoffs last year. Chicago beats them. And then we had Chicago to cover 4.5 points in Orlando on Saturday. What do? They don't just cover that 4.5 points. They win the game outright. And they're doing it with arguably their best scorer not playing right now. That is Kobe White. Kobe White's out for a couple weeks. It's been Josh Giddey picking up the load. Vucevic has been huge in the first 2 games of the season as well. Giddey is questionable tonight, and that's the only thing that could completely sway this the wrong way. So if Giddey does not play, I'll be honest, we're screwed. All right, we need Giddey to play tonight. We absolutely need it because Josh Giddey did so much for this basketball team against the Orlando Magic. Giddey, 21 points on 7 of 18, shooting 2 for 5 from beyond the arc, 8 boards, 3 assists. He's everywhere. Like, you need Josh Giddey with this team, but it's just a group effort, man. In that big one over Orlando, you have so many double-digit scorers. You got Giddey with 21, Vooch with 15, Trey Jones with 13. Matas only scored 3 points, but he only played 12 minutes. Jalen Smith, 16 points. Patrick Williams, 12 points. Kevin Huerter, 11. Ayo Dosunmu, 15 points. Ayo Dosunmu. Everyone's scoring. Okoro's in the starting lineup to play defense and to miss like 6 shots tonight and go 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. But this is a good team, man. I like the Bulls quite a bit. They're at home. This is, one of these high-scoring games on paper because of the pace that both the Bulls and Atlanta play with. That's okay. I think the Bulls are able to match that pace. At the same time, Atlanta dealing with some injuries right now. Zachary Ricochet, the 2024 number 1 overall pick, is questionable with an ankle injury. Jalen Johnson questionable with an ankle injury. And Kristaps Porzingis is questionable with an illness. Odds on, one of these guys don't play. Let's just be honest. And I think Giddey's going to give it a go. I mean, Giddey's a warrior out there, right? I mean, again, Giddey does everything for that team. We need him to play. And there's a chance Atlanta's missing one of their 3 starters. Obviously, the other 2 being Trae Young and Dyson Daniels, the great barrier thief. It's a good lineup. I cannot lie. I'm taking Chicago, though, to get it done. I'm taking the Bulls here to win. Plus 100 to me is just great value on this team. with the way Giddey plays, Matas Buzelis, we'll see. I think Matas can be very good, but it's that bench unit right now. That bench unit's providing, they're scoring points. Again, Trey Jones has been starting in place of Kobe White. Again, defensively, he pretty much plays the 1. Offensively, he plays the 2 because Josh Giddey's going to take the ball off the court most of the time. I think this is a good team in Chicago. I really think it is. I wanted them to add more in the offseason. Obviously, they needed to pay Josh Giddey, and they did absolutely that, and they have their young core. Well, Giddey's still young. I always mention Giddey as young up-and-coming player, which he is, but he's been in the league for so many years, and he's only 23, and now he's putting up all-star numbers. Again, the potential is finally being realized out of the Australian and Josh Giddey. I think Chicago wins this game. Plus 100 at home. We've seen the results so far this season. Bulls are 2-0. Hawks are 1-1, or 1-2, excuse me, losing to Toronto at home, losing to OKC at home, and they went to Orlando and won again. The Magic have just been a disappointment so far this year, but hey, their new logo is very cool. Their uniforms are cool again, but the Magic are 1-2. That's why, again, I considered going Philadelphia money line today. I decided against it, right? But I like the Bulls a lot in this spot. I like Giddey. I think Vooch is doing a good job so far. So yeah, give me Chicago at home. I'm going to take the Bulls plus 100 from the United Center. Again, if Giddey does not play though, we're screwed. Now again, I'd wait to bet this game until we get complete clarification on whether or not Giddey's going to play or not, because these odds could bump back and forth again with Jalen Johnson's going to play, he's not going to play, Chris Stapps, right? We'll see. Again, I'd wait to see if Giddey's playing or not, because if Giddey's not, it's going to be a real uphill climb for this team, because I don't really know who play makes. I don't really know who scores without Giddey and Kobe White on the court, so they definitely need, again, Josh to play. If he does, we're very set on plus 100 for the Bulls. Next up, we go on to our third best bet of the video. It is our second player prop. All right, this Michael Porter Jr. stuff I think eventually needs to come to an end, and I think it comes to an end tonight. MPJ's taken a million shots, and that's what comes with being on a losing team and being in a losing environment for the first time. Michael Porter Jr., his entire career, I know there's been a lot of setbacks and a lot of injuries, but MPJ's always been on a team that's won, always been on a team that's gone into the postseason. I'm pretty sure Michael Porter Jr. has been in the playoffs his entire career. I think the Nuggets were in 2019. I'm pretty sure they were. Oh, no, that was the bubble year. No, okay, I was thinking 18-19. No, yeah, MPJ's been in the postseason his entire career, every single year. You go from that to now, I'm in Brooklyn. And I get it. That's why his numbers are up. That's why his shot attempts are up. Obviously, right, Michael Porter Jr., the possession ends here. Michael Porter Jr. catches the ball. He automatically shoots. I understand. But I think some of these numbers in terms of shots are going to have to go down eventually. I think this is him just adjusting to the new team. I mean, this guy took 22 shots against the Cleveland Cavaliers a couple nights ago. And he scored 31 points, but he went 13 for 22 shooting and 5 of 10 from beyond the arc. Nets play last night, and Michael Porter Jr. plays 38 minutes in that game in an 11-point loss to the San Antonio Spurs. MPJ takes 15 shots and goes 3 for 9 from the three-point line. That's kind of what I'm expecting. That's I'm even thinking a little bit lower than that, but I get it. I mean, look at the Brooklyn team. I mean, who are you expecting to produce for the Nets right now? Exactly. I mean, there is nobody. They have a starting lineup currently: Ben Seraph, Cam Thomas, Terrence Mann, Michael Porter Jr., and Nick Claxton. So there's not a lot of shot making or not a lot of shot attempts going around that starting five. I mean, I guess Cam Thomas takes a bunch of shots every single game too, right? So it makes sense that MPJ is getting a bunch of shots up every single game, but I expect that to continuously go down a little bit. I think Michael Porter Jr. is going to be an 18 points a game scorer, I think, every single night for this team, again, average-wise. I think tonight's a bad matchup, though, for Brooklyn. Second night of a back-to-back, which I just don't love that. Again, Michael Porter Jr., not saying he's injured right now because he's not, but a guy who, again, has dealt with some injury problems in the past. They're going on the road to Houston, taking on a Rockets team that's 0-2 this year, looking desperately to win a game. I mean, this one means a lot more for Houston than it does, at least to the Nets. I mean, Houston's an 0-2 team. They go to double overtime night one of the NBA season in Oklahoma City on the first ever, first game back for the NBA on NBC. They lose it in double overtime. Okay. Then they go and back home to play Detroit in their second game of the season, a same Pistons team that lost the Chicago Bulls, a team that KD should have gone to. I mean, I don't know. No, the Rockets are going to be fine. And they lose by 4 points to Detroit. And now they're still at home against Brooklyn before they have to go on a road trip going to Toronto and Boston. There's going to be a lot of emphasis on Houston winning this basketball game. You're going to see this team playing better defense, I believe. And I think the closeouts, I mean, what can hurt you out of Brooklyn right now? It's Michael Porter Jr. So I believe Houston, again, if you can take away that shot out of MPJ, he might have, he should have Jabari Smith on him, or is he going to have Şengün? No, I think the way that they're going to play MPJ, I think they'll have Jabari Smith on him, but that's fine. Again, that's a tall closeout in Jabari Smith. That is a, 6'11", 7-foot player. There should be a lot of focus on taking the ball out of Michael Porter Jr.'s hands. Again, transition buckets, I get it, those will be there, but I think the Rockets are going to do a good enough job taking the ball out of the hands of MPJ and forcing him to take bad shots. And as well, right, Brooklyn's on a second night of a back-to-back. Michael Porter Jr. played 40 minutes last night in the first half of a back-to-back, and he's on a team that's asking him to do a lot more than just, sit in the corner like he was doing in Denver. And don't get me wrong, he was, for the most part, really good at that role. But now you expect him to do a lot more. He goes from playing, 28 minutes a night and really just being a third option, fourth option in Denver and just a corner shooter to now you are our number 1/number 2 playing 40 minutes a night, and now you got to play the second night of a back-to-back. I just don't like that for Michael Porter Jr., not adjusted to that, not accustomed to that role and being that type of guy for a franchise. So I think the under cashes tonight, and even in his last game against the Spurs, season high in minutes, he played 38. And he only scored 16 points. Again, most of the shots Michael Porter Jr. is going to make is going to be from beyond the arc. He's not going to make 6 3-pointers this game. I think we're going to see about 3 of them for Michael Porter Jr. like he did in that game against San Antonio. And it's all about limiting him to whatever else he does. I mean, sometimes driving occasionally, obviously free throw wise as well. I think we're going to be fine against Michael Porter Jr. here. Again, this is an important game for the Rockets. I hope they have Jabari Smith on him. I mean, Şengün too. He'll have nothing inside at least on a big matchup like that. I think we're going to be okay, right? I mean, Brooklyn is playing a much smaller lineup than Houston, even though, the Rockets are playing literally the biggest lineup in basketball. They're playing 6'11", 7-foot Kevin Durant at the 2 guard. It is what it is. I think the under cashes today for Michael Porter Jr. under 17.5 points, listed at -120. He's gone under in 2 out of the 3 games he's played so far this year. Caught fire and took 22 shots in the game against Cleveland. Other than that, though, the under has gone for MPJ. Additional factor 2, National Blowout Association. There's always a chance this game's over in the 4th quarter. Nets on a second night of a back-to-back, already losing, already 0-4. Can't get our number 2 option / number 1 option hurt already. Let's pull him going into the 4th, Chauncey Billups style, okay? Should be fine here. Michael Porter Jr. under 17.5 points again at -120. On now to our 4th best bet of the video. And guys, this is my favorite bet of the night. Yep, it is. My favorite bet of the night is the Utah Jazz money line. This is beyond multiple sports. Guys, it's Sports Equinox today. How can I forget? Oh, I should have mentioned that earlier. Sports Equinox, every single professional sport is playing tonight. We have the NBA. We have the NFL with the Chiefs and the Commanders. We have Major League Baseball Game 3 of the World Series. And we also have the NHL. But that's cool. It's just, I'm not saying that because, NHL, there's 2 games in hockey tonight. The better Sports Equinox will be Thursday, because there's 10 NHL games. My squad, the Vancouver Canucks, are going to St. Louis. Thursday night football in the NFL, and not the Kansas City Chiefs. It's going to be a better Sports Equinox on Thursday. Okay, that'll be game. No, that's travel day in baseball. Oh no. This is the only Sports Equinox of the year. Yeah, it is. Wow, never mind. This is the one and only, because World Series end on Saturday, right? Or does that end on Sunday? No, it ends on Saturday. Yep, okay, no, this is the one and only Sports Equinox of the year, and there's only 2 hockey games. Okay. Well, it's fine. There's no late night hockey game either. Shout out to the Canucks yesterday. Late night winner. Kiefer Sherwood, 2 goals, big time. Game-winning goal against the Oilers. How about that? Almost blew that lead in the 3rd period, too. And, hey, I know it's not a hockey video. Macklin Celebrini, though. My goodness. Anyways, out of all 4 sports tonight, this is the best bet. The Utah Jazz beating the Phoenix Suns. I know that was a very convoluted way to get to this point. Yes, over the World Series, over probably the Chiefs blowing out the Commanders, over, I don't know, the Ottawa Senators beating the Boston Bruins up in Ottawa. No, this is the best. The Utah Jazz. They're not losing to the Phoenix Suns. Guys, the Phoenix Suns might be the bottom of the barrel, legitimately the floor of the NBA right now. They might be. This team is awful. If the Kings didn't suck, right? And I understand the Lakers just beat the Kings, but the Lakers just beat the Kings without Luka Doncic and without LeBron James. And shout out to, again, AR for scoring 51 points, his career high. But if it's not for the Kings sucking and blowing a huge lead, the Suns are 0-3 right now. And my goodness, are they playing horrible basketball. They just, the last 2 games have been disgusting out of Phoenix. In Los Angeles against the Clippers and in Denver against the Nuggets, both of those games are essentially over at halftime. They are. Both these games are done in the second half. As soon as the second half starts, it is over. And here's the problem with the Suns. I mean, they will get better when Jalen Green's back. That's fine. You don't have many guys who you can look to score. You're relying on a bunch of points out of Grayson Allen, which, Grayson Allen's good in the Michael Porter Jr. role, where he's not a number 1, number 2, or hell, maybe number 3 option, but he's not 1 or 2, and you can't just rely on Grayson Allen to hit all those shots every single game. I mean, he hit 5 3-pointers against the Nuggets. Oh yeah, the Suns still lost by 22 points. D-Book's obviously your number 1. He's going to score 30-plus points a night. Dylan Brooks is looked at as the number 2 option scoring for this team. You have a problem when Dylan Brooks is one of your leading scorers and one of your best scorers. Your other starters right now are Oso Ighodaro and Ryan Dunn. Okay, I believe, is Mark Williams back yet? I don't know if he's healthy yet or not. No, he's back for this game. Did not play in the Denver game. Mark Williams should be back. Jalen Green, I believe, is getting closer to returning, but they've already said he's out for this game. Additional bonus, there's a chance Dylan Brooks doesn't play. And if Dylan Brooks doesn't play, I mean, we're completely fine. Because this season, this entire year will be about how can the greatest Phoenix Sun of all time, that is Devin Booker, how can D-Book carry this team every single game? Because that's ultimately what this comes down to. They are a bad team if you take away Devin Booker. They're still a bad team with Devin Booker. The Suns are screwed. And I look at the Utah Jazz, I'm impressed so far. Okay, this was the ultimate tank team. This is the team that thought they were going to usher in a new era of Utah Jazz basketball with Cooper Flagg. Unfortunately, the NBA lottery happened and they had to force him to Dallas because, thanks Adam Silver, again, investigate that guy. Anyways, though, the Jazz so far this season have played good basketball. It gets forgotten a lot. Lauri Markkanen's still on Utah. Don't forget, he was an All-Star Game starter at one point in time playing for the Jazz. Utah's one and only home game this season, they blew out the Clippers. And it's not like the unction in Los Angeles is that old. They are old. It's not like they're that bad. They just came back from behind yesterday and beat the Portland Trailblazers. The Clippers are 2-1. Utah's played 2 games this season. They did go to Sacramento and lose, and I just called the Kings ass. I get that. But you know what? Road game in Sacramento. That's not that. I don't. Not too mad about that. You lose by 1 point in the road. Lauri Markkanen showed in that game in Sacramento. He's still capable of big nights if Markkanen plays, which again, here's the thing. Utah shut so many of their guys down so early last season because they were so set on tank. We have to lose. And I'm sure, again, once we get into, the new year, into 2026, into January and February, we're going to see those same patterns out of Utah. Because why do you need to win when you can obviously tank for the number 1 pick? And whoever the number 1 pick is going to be, Cameron Boozer, I don't know if Cam Boozer is going to go number 1. Probably not, right? AJ, regardless, right? They are going to be tanking, obviously, pretty early this season, I believe. But right now, you're 1-1. You've won your 1 home game so far. You have to try to match what the Mammoth are doing in the NHL, who share your building with you, owned by the same owner, obviously, but still. When they unleash Lauri Markkanen can still be really good. 33 points against the Kings, a 1-point loss for Utah, a very competitive game throughout. But that's okay. That's fine. Their one and only home game this year, they blow out the Clippers. They outscored the Clippers 43-19 in the first quarter, and then just kind of coast from there. Again, Markkanen, when he plays, he's good. And the Suns, I don't think the Suns keep up with Utah. On the road, Phoenix has been on a little bit of a road trip so far. They've already gone to Los Angeles, lost, gone to Denver and lost. I believe they're going to Utah and losing as well. I mean, this is crazy to think and crazy to hear considering how horrible the Jazz were last season, how they were such an automatic fade last year. We'd see the Jazz pop up and we say, oh, okay, let's move on. No, right now, I kind of like what Utah's got, again, early in the season. I know we picked the Wizards yesterday, and I said before we picked the Wizards, it's probably the first and last time I say this all year long, but I don't really feel the same way personally about Utah. I think Utah might be competitive because of some of these horrible West teams, especially the Suns. I mean, guys, the Suns are absolute bottom of the barrel in the Western Conference. Pelicans are pretty bad. I think they're going to be bad. Suns, Kings, maybe. I mean, those are the bottom teams. Dallas looks pretty bad. Dallas picked up a big win for us yesterday. We'll see. Again, everything needs to sort itself out. How about those Lakers? No, taking Utah tonight. Give me Utah Jazz. We give them at -105. That's great value. Lauri Markkanen's going to have a day. Walker Kessler also will be able to dominate Oso, in my opinion. It's just a matter of how do the Jazz contain Devin Booker. Okay, Svi Mikhailuk. That's your problem tonight. It probably will be. That's okay. I think, the Jazz have limited stars already so far this season. Levine scored 31 points, but I'm okay with this. Again, Phoenix in Utah. You go from the desert up to the mountains. I think the Jazz should be able to get this done. They've already won this year at home. Phoenix has struggled. They have not won a road game just yet. I'm going to take the Jazz at home, minus 105. On to our final best bet of the video. Let's move to our final player prop of the video, and here he is, Stephen Curry. What a start to the season Curry is on. Now, again, Golden State, I'm not too, over the moon about. I know they're a 2-1 team, and, oh, Steph Curry. And they're so old. I don't know. I don't like this team down the stretch. I know we're 3 games in, but you're already seeing Al Horford miss 2 out the first 4, or miss half of half of the first 4 games. Jimmy's not that young. Draymond's not that young. Curry, again, it's incredible what Steph's done so far this season, but can the Warriors really rely on Steph to do that throughout an 82-game season and on to a postseason on top of that as well? That's just the question. Maybe he can, because Steph, again, greatest shooter of all time. He is just like that. I get it, but we'll see. Now, Steph Curry, the line we have tonight is Curry over 31.5 points and assists. That's marketed or listed at minus 115. That's fine by me. Again, you look at the last 2 games Curry has played. I get it's an overtime game against Denver, but Steph, 42 points and 7 assists. And against the Portland Trailblazers, 35 points and 3 assists. There's a chance Steph goes over this line with just points scored. But more realistic, we get about 27 points out of Steph Curry and 5 assists. I mean, guys need to guys on this Warriors team just need to start making plays around Stephen Curry. Because Curry's already doing so much. And, I know a lot of Jimmy Butler's points come out the free throw line, so you're not really able to get the assists off those. But ultimately, if Curry starts scoring and Curry has a great night shooting like he's already had in back-to-back games in Portland and in Denver. I mean, Curry took 25 shots in the Denver game. 12 of them were from beyond the arc. He goes 6 for 12 from 3 against the Nuggets and 42 points. And then 12 for 22 from the field in just 27 minutes, by the way. He took 22 shots, made 12 of them, took 14 threes, made half of them. Obviously, he hit 7. 35 points in 27 minutes for Steph Curry. And again, that was over early in the fourth quarter. But again, Curry is the lone source of offense. He's the lone source of scoring. You need to get some production elsewhere, and obviously that's going to be a Jimmy Butler. That's going to be a Jonathan Kuminga. We just need to see those assist numbers go up for Curry. He's averaging 5 a game right now. And again, I'm not too concerned. Draymond actually leads the Warriors in assists right now with 7.5, which is insane. But again, the assists will come with Steph. I think the biggest part of this game and our biggest hope for this game, and likely again it will happen, is just Steph scoring. If Steph can get us 28-ish points, we should be fine. He should get 5 assists. Again, 30. If we get 30 from Steph Curry, we're absolutely golden. Against the Memphis team where maybe the game gets out of hand early and we see a blowout. I don't think so, though. I think the Grizz and the Warriors are fairly evenly matched right now. Memphis coming off a victory the other day against the Indiana Pacers, who are 0-3. Oh, man, all those injuries for Indiana are just stacking up. They have 8 guys available, and 4 of them are centers. Regardless, though, should be an evenly matched game. You should see the Warriors need to dig deep to win this one. Steph will need to hit some big shots, resulting in Curry, again, keeping the pedal to the metal and the foot on the gas. That should result in over 31.5 points and assists. So I'm going to go with, again, the greatest shooter of all time, Stephen Curry, over 31.5 PA tonight, minus 115 on the odds at home against the Memphis Grizzlies. Folks, thank y'all for watching our NBA Best Bets here for October 27th. If you haven't yet, though, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Make sure to comment if you did disagree with any of the picks. We'll be back tomorrow again for more daily NBA Best Bets. Go make sure to check out our MLB Best Bets posted earlier today and our college football predictions coming out later today at 4 p.m. Pacific and 7 p.m. Eastern. You're not going to want to miss, again, those Week 10 NFL predictions, predicting every single game for the college football slate. Folks, thank y'all for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below for more. And Mamba forever.